The following stream contains mature content and subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised. Chicago. Ask someone to picture the city, and they will have trouble coming up with a concise description. When people think of New York City, they think of skyscrapers, subways, and muggers. When they think of Los Angeles, they think of sun, smog, and traffic. When they think of Detroit, they think of cars, factories, and decay. But for those of us that know, there's only one thing we think of when someone mentions Chicago: vampires. And tonight, we tell their story. Good evening and welcome to McStabber Studios' Windy City After Dark. I am the storyteller, Shanky McStabber.
And I'm Relindare, also known as Mama McStabber in Twitch chat, and I'll be playing Jacqueline Doron of Clan Ventru.
I'm Mischievous Red, and I'll be playing Isabella Caputo of Clan Toreador.
Good evening. I am the Ivy Raven, and I play Genevieve Schutz of Clan Gangrel.
I'm Urian, and I'm playing Roscoe Akers, Clan Tremere.
I'm Brad, Timber Brad 411 in chat, and I'll be playing Nicholas Bowens of Clan Hakata.
And as you can see, of course, Lamar is not here tonight. But don't worry, we have a sixth player, a special guest, and we're going to introduce Maddox's character at a dramatically appropriate time. So when we were last with this coterie, they pulled off a raid on Milwaukee and rescued Tessa. And at the same time, Jackie met with Felicity to finally start laying the groundwork to clear that up and to end that situation. But the coterie actually managed to get injured, their hands at least, during this raid. So for the next couple of days, they laid low, kind of tried to act natural so that they had time to heal, not walk around with singed hands. So these events are a bit later. We're going to open up with Jenny. Jenny, Primogen Naomi Stewart has asked you to meet her actually at the Academy. She wants you to meet at the Stewart Freeman Academy.
Well, I'll have Evan drive me down there then, since it's in the South Side. So
You're taking, Evan drives over, and the address you're given is actually at the far end of the South Side. It's calling it South Side is a liberal a definition of it, though she's a Primogen. If she says she's South Side interest, she is. And as you're riding over, anything special tonight? I'm just curious, somewhere new for us.
Hopefully this will be the culmination of the plotting and planning to get my own larger scale business going, because Phoenix is wonderful, but doesn't really fit the bill for what I need. So
Yeah, that that casino we went out to, that place is as crooked as it comes. I know there's been some shady shit I did over in Vegas and some shady casinos, but man, this one was beyond shady.
well, shady or not, it sounds like it worked in our favor at least. So that's always a plus. Though I will say, because of the gambling laws here, you don't have to worry about doing any shady casino business in Chicago just yet. That's the next step.
If we could run one a little less shady, probably easily make more money than they did.
Oh, of course. If you what is it? It's a little carrot and stick. If you're too shady, then people don't. You can't completely demolish all of their goodwill, their desire to keep spending money, the thought that they can win. If they think, well, I've spent $200 and I've lost $400, they're not going to want to keep spending money. So
Right, you got to let them win a little once in a while, just so you can take it all back.
Exactly. See, Evan, it's so wonderful that you're out here because you know how the game works.
Whoa, look at that place. And he looks and points out the window. And as the Stewart Freeman Academy you're coming up on is actually a mansion. It's a giant mansion. That don't look like a school to me.
It's old school, kind of.
Damn.
Mean, didn't they do? I don't know. They didn't really have mansions out back in the day in Vegas like this. So I don't know. I was gonna say, I think one of the security guys back in Vegas was telling me about a school with special people in it. I don't know. So, but it was in a mansion like this, or am I thinking of something else?
Man, but look, we can't get mansions like Vegas. There's no room for this shit.
Yeah.
And it is large by anyone's stretch of the imagination. Multi-layered. And it looks like it's got 2 floors you can see. You'd put it about 20,000 square feet. And as he pulls up to the front, there's parking spaces. Evan looks over. I'm going to stay here, Jenny.
Yeah. Good call. I know she warned us not to step on her toes out here, but I hope that the natives know that too. So I'm not worried for me, of course. So,
well, I just know that Primaging get kind of touchy when ghouls start meeting with them too.
True. See, I'm so used to not playing these games because you're on it, Evan. So it's good call on your part. So,
and when you get out of the vehicle and you start walking up the immaculately groomed garden in the front, I mean, it's well landscaped. A woman steps out of the front, and as you approach her, she's a young African American. Looks like she may be 18 or 19. Can I help you?
Yes, good evening. I'm here to see, I have an appointment with Miss Stewart.
Yes. You are her 11:30. She told me to escort you to her wing.
Well, escort away then, please.
And as you walked in this mansion, you're not quite sure when it was built, but it definitely looks 1700s. But the inside, you're not quite sure matches Chicago. You don't know whether it was moved here or redecorated or what, but it is definitely not normal for this area. And there's nice artwork on the walls, but there's also plaques that show graduating classes, shows the faculty. And as you go deeper into it and you get near what you assume would be the south wing of it, there's just a large set of double doors. You'd put them, actually, they appear to be maybe French style, possibly even New Orleans inspired. And the woman knocks on the door, and it's just 30 seconds. before a woman opens the door, and it's a woman you recognize from the Primogen meeting, Naomi Stewart. I'm going to share the image real quick so that you can see it, just to remind you, because we should have that, as I can pull her up. There we go. In the light here, she doesn't look as young as she did when she was out at the Primogen Council. You'd put her early to mid 40s, but she's still in a elegant dress, and she has a bearing to her that's just hard to miss. Genevieve.
Good evening, Miss Stewart.
That'll be all, Robin. You can go. And the girl, she actually does a curtsy and then turns and leaves you with her. And Naomi looks over, please come into my sanctum here.
Thank you. Genevieve will follow her in or go in ahead of her. So,
and the decor in this south wing is actually, it's definitely New Orleans inspired. You can see the look of it, almost plantation style in this, though it didn't match that from the outside. It's been decorated inside. And as you're led deeper into obviously is some sort of audience chamber she has in there. There's a number of settees. And she actually says, please have a seat.
Genevieve will seat herself and then say, apologies for not using your title, Primogen, Stewart. I just, I'm never too, it's always wise to be careful around the kind in my experience. So
that is perfectly fine. She is not aware of what we are.
I'm glad I erred on the side of caution then.
It shows forethought. So, Primogen Khadijah said you had a business opportunity you wish to discuss in regards to opening something in Ventru territory.
Indeed. I'm looking to build and open a hotel, but not really a hotel. It's more of a destination location for people to stay. It'd be an attempt to bring business not just to the core of Chicago, but to other areas. But to do this, I guess I needed to, when I looked at all the locations and tried to figure out what seemed best, Ventru Domain just screamed, this is where it has to be. So
if you're going to use the business for any of the people who pass through that routinely come to the city to handle their own affairs, especially some of the international clients, Inside the Loop is actually a good place to put it. It's close to most of the businesses they'll be attending and the financial district that seems to attract the biggest payers.
Indeed. I just, it like I said, it seemed like it was prime location. And because I've done a lot of nights driving around or being driven around, looking and kind of feeling out areas, there's certain vibes you get. And so but once I'd settled upon Ventru Domain, I had to go to my Primogen and ask her if she could arrange this meeting. And I'm glad that she was able to do that. So,
well, I'm sure we can come to something mutually beneficial. I will admit, it is nice to see more businesses open up that are not as much the boys' club that currently seems to exist inside the Loop.
Yeah, there's what is it? Chicago always has had that history of being the old men doing their games kind of feeling, even back in the day, not even just recent memory. So it's good to see other women doing things. I know my coterie associate, Miss Durand, and her business ventures, and you yourself with your school, and it seems like you do very well here. So
yeah, we've trying to make things better overall. I think if you have a place picked out, we can work something for sure. If you don't, I might even be able to recommend a few places, but that is secondary to the negotiations, of course.
Of course.
I mean, it goes without saying, what you're asking of me will, of course, require you to owe me a boon. Well, specifically Clan Ventru, but since I am the Primogen, now you can consider I am the holder.
That would I figured that would be the minimum, so I will, happily oblige in that regard. So
For the first
Wh-
5 years, I would like 15% of gross profits. And then it'll shift down after that to 8%.
okay. I think we can I think that would work. Trying to think if there was a different, not necessarily change your numbers. It was just, sorry, I might. No, we can do that. We
I
can
mean,
do that.
if you'd prefer a lower number, we could also go with, I'll take 10% of your gross profit for 10 years. We'll drop it down to 5 after that. But I also want 4% interest in the hotel
no,
itself.
see, I think I like the first option better personally.
Well, I figured a businesswoman like yourself wouldn't want to give up equity like that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my accountant would make sure I stayed in the ground if I was giving up money that freely.
They are so picky about that. Mine isn't
Yeah.
so bad. She's well taught. Well, taught here.
Well, I'm sorry, words. I'm assuming you had it. If you have a hand in grooming them, sometimes it comes out well. Unfortunately, mine is he was kind of set in his ways, and he's accustomed to having his money now. So
You're new to the city. It's after you've been here a little while, it's easier to start grooming and hand picking, looking ahead, forward thinking and all.
oh,
Much easier.
definitely. I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to remember that this isn't just a business trip, that I'm here for the long term. So I have to actually pay attention to more and more of the, rising stars that cross my path. So
I'm glad that Primogen Khadijah reached out to me. I am curious where you stand on current matters of the city, and specifically the South Side.
well, in what regard? Do you mean the
Well, the
war
war,
that's going on?
there's obviously a war. And while it seems to have settled down since the storm, I get the impression that, well, you and some of your friends know more about it than the rest of us. I'm just curious where your comments are on it.
From what I've seen, it seems like it's two ill-advised groups going at it over something that is not theirs to go at over. So, but if it's, with the whole history of Chicago, it's probably some, probably a couple dudes with their egos and needing stroked, so they figured we're gonna fight down here and see how it goes, I would assume.
There's a rumor that Capone's involved.
Capone as in the Al Capone?
Well, yes.
Oh. Well, that. But I thought he died. He died before I was even born, I thought.
And let's just say we weren't that lucky.
Oh.
We can wish it so. He was always a bit of a pig.
Well, that's unfortunate. I don't know. I wish I could say for sure to put your mind at ease or give you information, but like I said, from everything I have seen, it looks like there's just two groups going at it for, I mean, I'm assuming the prince did not sanction their little domain or their turf war, whatever it is. So it has to be people that are, I don't know.
Well, most of the turf wars in this city are never sanctioned, as long as they don't reach a certain level. And tell you what, though, if you find out additional info, in particular, if you find out where that fat pig is hiding, Clan Venture would consider it a personal favor if I were alerted.
Oh, if I can find Capone for you?
Oh, you are swift. Not officially, of course.
Oh, of course. I will see what I can find out if I can find anything. So
Perfect. I think you and I can do some business. And I do believe we can also possibly come to other favorable arrangements.
hopefully, I know I've been wanting to work on some business ventures actually down here in the South Side to help the area, but considering that there were people killing cops and homeless people being shot, I didn't feel like it was safe enough to do so. So I'm hoping that their little whatever ends quickly. So
One of my students was killed in a drive-by, and I'm not pleased with it.
that's horrible.
So let's just say I now have a vested interest in this war.
Well, if I can be of assistance, just ask.
I have asked, and hopefully you can be of assistance.
I will see what I can do.
But please, come with me. I'll give you a tour of the place, let you see what we've been doing here.
Excellent.
And Naomi gets up, and she actually takes you through the place and shows you the various classrooms and the places where some students can sleep there. She's got actually dorms and quarters for them for some of the older ones, especially the ones that are either getting ready for prep school or have recently graduated. She's got a very nice setup. It seems like a very great way for her to churn out people favorable to her way of thinking. You also notice that everything you can see of the area, her school is 90% women. Very few men apparently meet the standard. And after your tour, you head out. And now we got to skip over to Nicholas. Nicholas, you're still looking for Zal, aren't you?
Indeed.
You tend to check the graveyards because you know that's where to look for.
Yeah, I figure Nicholas would check. It sort of is like once every now and then he'd recheck the last graveyard that he knew she was at before she disappeared, just kind of trying to see if he catches sight of her, or if maybe one of the spirits catches his attention. Maybe he can get some information.
And as you're walking the street heading towards this graveyard, you can actually hear music in the distance. Sounds like an amp you've heard before. But as you're moving that way, a figure steps up behind you. I turn it over to our guest player and Nicholas.
Let's talk, Mr. Bowens.
Who are you?
Is that really important?
Well, you know who I am.
Because it was important.
Then
Your
it's
knowledge of
important I
me
know who
seems...
you are.
Perhaps when the conversation's done, you can learn it. Stay away from her.
Am I to assume you are the gentleman who went out for cigarettes and came back?
You've got quite a rapier wit. Shame you could get cut by it.
You leave without a reason and then show up with an excuse. You left her to fend for herself.
I'm here now.
Like a venereal disease. Comes back.
We both know that those aren't the only organisms to return. It's far more beneficial for you to leave this be.
Beneficial for who?
You. You are walking into something you do not want. I mean that sincerely, but you do not want any of that. Leave it be.
I'm interested to know how you seem to think you understand what I want.
It is not that I understand what you want. I am telling you what you should want. What you should want is to take one look at her, turn around, and if truly at all possible for you, get the hell out of Chicago. That would be the safest option.
Funny enough, I was sent here specifically. So what I want seems to contradict with what you think I want. What I want is for the lost child to find her family. What I want is for you to tell me who you are and why your opinion in this matters at all.
Alessandro Giovanni.
And as he says, Giovanni, like there is a sort of it's difficult for him to suppress it, and like an instinctive reaction. The old ways.
In some sense. In other ways, very new.
Do you fall in line with the family? Or
As
do you...
any good member should.
All of the useful Giovanni were killed. And you saw fit to make sure she didn't know who she was.
It's better for her that she doesn't know. Just as it's within your better interest to let sleeping dogs lie.
Now consider me curious.
Your type often is.
What happens? Say, I don't always do what's in my best interest. What then?
Consequences. I can't predict the future. I don't know exactly what would happen, just something drastic that you would not desire.
From
there's
you?
no guarantee I would be the one to do it.
Interesting. Then do me a favor. Next time, don't come back. if she's better off without me around, she's sure as hell better without you around.
Whether that's true or not remains to be seen.
If I get one whiff that she's in any danger because of you, this will become a bigger problem for both of us.
Back at you.
And Nicholas will back away from him.
Okay.
And then stop and turn around.
And I'd like to thank our special guest player, Maddox, this Alessandro Giovanni. Brief scene, but it lays the groundwork for something big coming. He did a remarkable job. Please, everyone in Twitch, thank him for it.
Yo, that tension was so thick. Oh my God, it was delicious.
And we're going to continue to see what Timberbrad does here with Nicholas. So as you backed away and then turned around, do you head over to the cemetery?
Close enough to see her, just to make sure she's okay,
We
or
make
to
a
get
roll.
kind of like a sense of what's going on.
We make a roll here, cuz
Like he's not trying to be stealthy. It's more just kind of like trying to get a sense of if there's anything obviously different.
and as you get closer, looks same Zhao you've seen before. Wearing the same goth outfit with eyeliner of a dark midnight blue tonight. And as you're sitting there to get a glimpse of her eyes actually pulled straight to you. And she stops playing. And she walks over with her guitar still. The strap still hung around her. Hey, Nicholas. Been a while. Glad to see you.
Indeed. How are you doing?
I'm playing music. I'm doing what I always do.
Do you remember the last time we spoke?
Last time we spoke, I believe it was Roscoe's shop, wasn't it?
Yes, that was it.
Remember
He got some of those
my
he got some of those books you were interested in.
right, and then the fuse kept blowing.
Well, it's good to see you again.
Oh, it is good to see you. I just didn't expect to see you here tonight. It's kind of a slow night, not making much money. It's a little cold, you know?
And Nicholas will pull out his wallet and basically just pull out like $200-300 and put it in her like little tip thing or whatever.
And when you put it in there, your necklace goes cold around your neck.
I was just stopping by. We'll have to catch up.
Yeah, we will. We'll have to. Yeah, figure out when, but sure, we'll have to catch up because I heard there was a big storm. I slept right through it, but there was a big snowstorm and everything, and it's good to see you. You're okay.
Oh, I had tried to get a hold of you, and I just assumed that maybe I thought maybe something was wrong, but
No.
clearly I'm mistaken.
I lost my phone. It happens. I seem to do that a lot. Yeah. I should probably just give up on having a phone because it just gets lost constantly.
Tricky things, phones.
aren't they? Well, I'm going to get back to playing. You have...
I'm sorry for interrupting you. I heard the music and I was...
And she pulls out a piece of paper and writes a number. This is my new phone number. Just call me at that one.
I will. Take care of yourself, Sal.
You too. Be safe. Things are weird in the city.
Oh, now more than ever.
And as you go to walk away, you actually hear Izzy's voice. She's being watched.
Nicholas will walk away.
And you head out into the night. And as you're walking, Izzy is a bit talkative compared to usual.
Do you know who was watching her?
The dead. I didn't see him, but I could feel him.
I imagine that bastard has people watching her.
I think it's more than that. I almost think I did see him, but can't remember it.
Interesting.
Very odd. She's right about one thing. Be safe.
But you know we can't abandon her.
I know. You always were not one to let go when you feel you must protect. And then Izzy says something you haven't heard her say in a long time. I'm gonna have to leave you for a little while. I need to go check on something that relates to this.
What do you mean leave?
I need to go speak to somebody that I'm not sure. I know they're not in the city. I need to take a trip to Stygia.
Please be safe, Izzy.
I will. You too. And you can actually almost feel a chill, but the positioning of the chill in your body, you can feel she gave you a hug.
And Nicholas just stands there.
And now Nicholas is left standing in the night. We've got to flash over too. Isabella and Jackie are actually at Isabella's pub and brewery, or wine house, really, as they're discussing the wine. And I'm going to turn it over to Isabella and Jackie as they go over this particular vintage that Jackie is approving.
Jackie, I'm so glad you like it.
It is absolutely delicious, and both Etienne and Peter loved it. So it's a hit.
I love to hear that.
I have an order for you here, and she hands a folder over with the purchase order in it. I'll need a number of cases of this. So because it's actually my event is going to be next month. I've already have invitations sent out. I have the venue secured, and all the performers are ready. It's just a matter of getting final details worked out.
Is there any other help you need from me?
No, truly, the wine is perfect. The wine is perfect. I have catering arranged and publicity done, all that. So it should be everything set. The last few things I need to do is I need to discuss with our keeper, ensuring that it is deemed Elysia for the night. I don't want anybody acting up.
It's interesting to hear that since that's not Annabelle anymore. I wonder how it'll go.
I'm sure to be perfectly fine because someone other than Annabelle is holding a grand event.
And as you're talking, Isabella, you see Emilio signal you from the door.
Yes.
Keisha's out front. Wishes to speak with you.
Is that all right with you, Jackie? I know you wanted to meet her.
That's, if you're fine with me being here, I'm fine with it.
Go ahead and send her in, Emilio.
Sure thing. And he steps out, and it's not even a minute passes before in walks a woman. Now, to describe her to Jackie, she's a light-skinned African-American woman.
Can you share a picture?
I don't think I have her picture in here yet.
Okay.
Her hair is done neat bun with cornrow, or not bun, but neat corn rolls, or corn rows all the way back. She's wearing, again, as you've seen Isabella every time you've seen her, she's in a long skirt with a high-necked blouse. And you can't help but your eyes be drawn to her as she walks in the room. There's just a presence to her that pulls eyes to wherever she happens to be.
With Unswayable Mind, does Jackie have that same sensation?
Yes.
Hmm.
If you'd like to make a roll, I'll let you make a roll.
I would love to make a roll against that.
Intelligence and, roll intelligence insight or wits insight even you can do.
Can I make the roll too? Or
Sure.
Is this just because okay.
So far, Jackie has 2.
Yeah, Jackie's going to burn a willpower on that.
Yeah,
Desires? For...
No, I don't think it would. Desires wouldn't fit for that.
I got 3.
3, okay. Wow, Isabella, that's a 5. Nicely done, 3 on Jackie. It's raw, natural charisma coming off her. She has a bearing and a way she carries herself that you don't feel any supernatural powers being used. She just has that kind of effect. And as she approaches Isabella and begins to speak, she's got a sing-song kind of a tenor to her voice when she speaks. It's very melodic. Now, I can't reproduce that because I suck at that, but please imagine that. Isabella, darling, it's good to see you.
Keisha, it's so good to see you as well. You've been such a help recently.
Who's your friend?
This is Miss Jacqueline Durant.
Pleasure to meet you.
I know that name.
Do you?
Yes. The Lord works in mysterious ways, I think.
I've heard that before.
Tessa is safe now, I assume?
To my knowledge, yes, she's definitely in a better situation now. What she chooses to do with it is up to her.
Honor sends her well wishes. She says she's going to come visit you in a few days.
Oh, yes. Just to visit, or is there business at hand?
I believe she just wants to visit.
Oh, I'd love to see her. Have a girls' night.
Knowing her, her curiosity always gets the better of her. I've told her to put her faith and trust in the Lord's plan, but I think she just wants to know how things went.
I mean, it is quite the exciting tale. I don't blame her.
I've already heard rumors. It seems you're not allowed in his city on pain of death.
Nothing new.
Seems he's declared your friends also not allowed in the city.
Too bad. We didn't want to go there anyway, I guess.
Yeah. Personally, I'd like to see him enforce it.
Oh.
Well, let's just say Kevin Jackson wouldn't take that kindly if Decker starts harming members of his city.
I mean, with me being in the middle of that, that's not really something I'd want to risk either way.
I'm sure you'll survive it. That which doesn't kill us makes us stronger.
On that,
That's
I do
truth.
agree.
Jacqueline.
Yes.
It seems my sire
Mhm.
does not like you.
I hear you are not his biggest fan either.
Well,
We have that in common.
He is irritating,
To say the least.
to say the least, yes. Him and I disagree on certain things.
Mm.
His faith is in the wrong place, I believe.
I wish I could say I was surprised.
No. He's always performed his way to further his own schemes. It's always been a problem. As they say, pride cometh before the fall, though. So,
Usually that is the case.
yes, it is. And we've seen it over and over in history.
Indeed.
Arrogance will get you every time. It's a nice place, though.
Hmm.
Am I
Thank you.
interrupting anything important?
We were just about done. You're more than welcome to stay as long as you'd like, Keisha. Come
Well-
back again as well.
Have you heard what went on in Milwaukee the other night?
No.
I know I shouldn't have to tell you this. I'm pretty sure you all know all about it. Somebody blew up the hunting lodge of the Anubis.
Hmm.
Oh dear.
Around the same time as a lupine pack passed through because 4 bodies were found in the woods.
Mm.
All of them happened to have addresses in the south side.
Oh.
Yes. I believe it was covered up as a wild animal attack.
I do hear that city has dog problems.
Oh, it has a lot of problems. The dogs are the least of them. I'm going to be
How-
fair.
How is Decker handling all of that?
He is upset. But I haven't figured out why, but you would think he was looking for revenge or otherwise trying to figure out how to get even with those who did it. And I was told the night it happened, he was pulling a Decker, ranting and raving and screaming and carrying on. And then the next night really, he was more of, don't worry about it, the matter will be settled. And if anyone kept asking him, he got hostile at him. For some reason, he seems to have given up on his plan.
Maybe the explosion was his fault all along. Did they ever figure out what caused it?
No. And, I mean, there was explosives involved, but other than that, nothing yet. I believe there's an investigation going. And I'm
He is
sure
known-
once they find out, the police will... Oh, please continue.
I was just going to say he is known to be a bit militant. Maybe he misplaced some C4.
Now, see, it's funny. I didn't mention C4.
It's a common explosive.
Yes. I figured you all were behind it. It's fine by me. Seems Akawa got hurt, though.
Oh? Is he okay?
He's not dead. But he's rather injured by some lupine. Claims he got 3. Rather impressive.
Decker would be proud.
Yes, no, Decker was not. Again,
Oh.
another thing that I'm pretty sure the court doesn't know. Decker blames Akawa for the loss of Tessa.
Can you lose something that doesn't belong to you in the first place?
You'd be amazed how so often people tend to think possession is a right when it's not. And that is the whole thing that started this all with honor, isn't it? Coveting
funny
what
you
was
talk-
not his.
Talk about how things go in cycles. This appears to be one of those.
Yes, it is. Your friend is awful silent, though.
Oh, I'm just observing this dynamic here. I tend to do that. I like to watch people. And I'm going to roll an insight check on her.
Go ahead. And what are you going to insight check?
Ambitions?
Okay. Go ahead. And we'll see what you get.
Wow, with these rolls. So far I have 2. Never mind. I'm not
3.
getting squat.
She rolled 3 as well, but since you're the one doing the action, ties go in your favor. What to reveal for her ambition? She seems to actually have an actual fondness for honor.
That doesn't have to do with her ambition. Her ambition
No,
is her long-term goal.
No, I know.
Okay.
She has a fondness for honor. And it definitely, from the way she was speaking of her, Keisha is tied up with her in a way that you think, since it's a tie, I can't give you too much details, but she's either trying to protect honor or foster honor or in some way mold honor.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, well, I mean, my interest is tertiary at best in this subject. I was meeting with a business associate during the events myself, so...
It's funny because that actually came up.
Really?
Yeah, one of my friends in the court there said that you were, that Arjun Shaw spoke up and told Decker that you had nothing to do with it.
It's true, I did not.
I wonder if his proclamation of none of you are allowed falls on you as well. I doubt it. I don't think Decker's ready to cross Shaw yet. Not yet.
If he's wise, he never will.
Well, you say that about Decker, but...
When has he ever been wise?
Yes. Wise men fear to tread where the fools dare to go. He is definitely foolish at times.
Truly.
Well,
I would love to speak of fools later with you. Perhaps we can meet sometime and discuss Josiah.
and when you say that, she actually, very briefly, a look of revulsion passes across her face very quickly. I'd rather not speak of him, but I would love to speak with you.
Oh, really?
I'd love to have a chat, talk, get to know you.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. She takes out a card and she says, call and book an appointment with me. We'll talk.
As she takes the card, her hand just lightly grazes across your hand.
Mm-hmm. And Jackie is perfectly composed and still.
And if you really wish to get hold of me, you can always look for the Church of the Holy Gospel Spirit. That's where I spend most of my times. It was my father's church, actually.
In Indianapolis, yes?
Yes, it was my father's church.
Mm. Carrying on the family tradition, hmm?
Well, I stay there and help out. Sing from time to time, too.
Wonderful. I'm a singer myself.
I could hear it in your voice. Yeah, they once said that, well, the fools always said had a voice to lure one to God. And then she looks down, and then they would normally say in the body for sin.
Funny how that works, isn't it?
It is. Funny how they will lift you up with one hand, tear you down with the other. But I've taken enough of your time. I do wish the two of you a good evening. And it was an honor to meet you, Jacqueline Duran.
It was a pleasure, Keisha.
And she actually just kind of nods her head to both of you and turns, and you can't help but be her eyes drawn back to her as she leaves the room. And I will let you two have any other part of this scene.
Oh, no, Jackie isn't saying shit.
No, until she leaves.
Until the ghoul comes back and says she's gone.
Well, Emilio comes back and stands by the door again, where he's standing between the front door and where you all are, so we can hear if someone knocks on the door, but still be ready if Isabella needs him. And he leans against it, which signals that she's gone.
When Anna comes to visit you, convince her to stay.
Yes? Is there a particular reason?
Keisha wants to mold her. Indianapolis is a theocracy of the Church of Set.
I did fear that when I last saw her. She was very enthralled by the word of our Lord, to say the least.
She doesn't like a Luke because a Luke isn't really truly Church of Set. I can tell that already. His personal ambition outshines any fervor.
Do you have any ideas on anything to entice Honor to stay?
Let me think on it.
He's probably looking for some figure of stability. Was
Exactly.
Decker now with
Exactly.
Keisha,
And one that will not try to control her and keep her caged.
right?
So let me think on it a bit. I'll come up with some ideas.
I know you will, Jackie. You always come up with the best ideas.
I'm not the only one who does. You have some brilliant ones yourself. But, yeah. That. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the head of the church in Indianapolis. That was just in your office.
I could see it. The way she carries herself.
Oh, yeah.
She's not the head. She'll be the head pretty soon.
Exactly. Yes, I was warned when I was in Edinburgh that there were rumors of Indianapolis being taken over by the Church of Set.
Oh.
So, I'm very concerned with how much information she has from Milwaukee.
I mean, she's the one who gave me the information to contact Anastasia to begin with.
Really?
He's pretty plugged in.
Interesting. Oh, Isabella, that is the best information you have ever given me.
And as per usual, I don't realize the information I've given you. This is why you're the political one.
I know. Oh my goodness. So the Anarchs, spearheaded by Setites, have their claws into Anastasia, the Merciful. Meanwhile, the other judge is a Banu Hakim and is all about justice and order. Oh my. Oh my.
No wonder Decker's kind of all over the place.
Exactly. And I'm pretty sure she has more than just Anastasia in her pocket already, that Keisha. So,
Definitely.
yes, this is good information. Yeah, I bet she does want to talk to me. Because I
You'll
know
have to let me.
because I know Arjun Shaw.
I want to hear the details afterwards.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh. Do you have to work the rest of the evening, or can we go out?
Let's go out.
Let's
We've
go.
had enough business for one
Yes,
day.
let's go out. And we go out.
Two of you go out and have a good time relaxing. And now we've actually got a flash over to Roscoe. Roscoe, you have a date tonight with Samantha.
Okay.
She's funny thing is she's you're supposed to meet her at a seafood restaurant, high-end seafood restaurant.
Okay.
Now, when you arrive there, of course, she's not there yet. She arrives about 10 minutes late, but when she comes in the room with her red hair, she's in a tight-fitting red dress, but not sleazy, just tight-fitting and looks very good on her. She's obviously knows how to make an entrance as she comes in, because as she comes into place, eyes turn her way. And she just points towards you. And the maitre d' just lets her go past. And she sits at the table. Hey, Roscoe.
Hi, Samantha. Wow, you look great tonight.
I didn't think your kind could eat.
We can. I pay for it later.
Oh, well, there's a cost for everything, isn't there?
Hmm.
So how'd your little trip the other night go?
Apparently very successfully.
What do you mean by that? I'm trying to, I don't have all the details.
Oh, I think you have all the details. Our mutual friend, Tracy, I'm sure, filled you in, and you probably have even more details after that, since I understand that you may have made a little trip yourself.
Yeah, I was with Tracy. Did she tell you I said hi?
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
I said hi back, but I guess she was busy.
She had me as the driver. I didn't get to go do anything cool. I'd hoped to, but I didn't get to.
Well, did you at least get to see the fireworks from your vantage point?
No, we went to some stuffy ass place in some penthouse. I parked out front, and her and I'm not going to name a friend, one of my kind. Her and him went in. They were in there for 30, 45 minutes.
Was that all? I thought it might have. Well, I knew it was going to be either really over quick or drawn out. Neither to his advantage.
My Tracy had an odd look on her face when she came out.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, she was smiling, and she normally doesn't smile a lot.
So it must have gone really well then. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. And the other, my other friend, the one that went with her in there, he really wouldn't say much. I tried to get him to talk, and he said no. I wasn't. How did he put it? Young years didn't need to hear that. He acts like I'm a child.
Well, how old is he? Maybe from his point of view,
He's only in his 40s. Come on, I'm not, not that young. Jesus Christ. But he said they were sending a message.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't
Well,
know.
you are kind of young. You did tell me the last time that I was the cradle robber.
Well, you are, but I can't think of anyone else you wouldn't be cradle robbing if you want to go that part.
Let's not.
It's a fact.
Yeah, but we don't have to talk about that.
So, what else did you find there?
Well, your advice about the Joan of Arc was
that place is crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and it was spot on too. I didn't get affected by it, but except by being weirded out by it, but I didn't get burned.
And you notice she gets a look in her eye. A curiosity's been sparked. Wait a minute, got burned. What happened? You got to tell me what happened.
Just as we were leaving the steam tunnels underneath, a couple of my friends that were with me, when they went to go up the ladder, their hands got burned just from touching it.
Does that happen often?
No, not really.
Roscoe, blood sorcery is being used on you at this moment. You can feel it with your sense the unseen. I just rolled the involuntary roll.
Okay.
You're the target of blood sorcery at this moment.
Okay. Can I tell where or what?
I will let you roll intelligence occult with your blood magic specialty.
Okay.
Since the unseen does have a chance to tell if somebody's using it on you. It's not easy, but it can be done. Let's see what he gets. 6. Very nice. Are you going to willpower or you like your 6?
I will. It's early, so I will willpower that.
Okay. Might as well. 7. You know the feel of this particular blood magic because you use it quite a bit. Someone's got to illuminate the trail of prey on you.
Uh-huh.
Now I'm going to roll for her. Okay. So you actually went and you saw it and they got, I don't know how all this works. When they got burned, you see anything? I'm trying to figure out the nature of the magics there.
Well, I mean, the sort of things you expect when flesh hits something, for lack of a better word, hot.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you said your friends got burned. You didn't get burned. How did? So many questions I have. Oh my God. And she gets nervous with it. Oh, so many questions. I can't ask all of them in public. Oh, wow.
You got a friend? You got a friend watching you tonight?
No, just me.
I feel something going on. Not one of your type.
Okay. Oh, I don't feel anything. What do you mean? Okay, now I'm curious about this. What? Come on, tell me what you're feeling. I need to. This is good. That's learning. It's all about learning.
Well, I mean, you seem to like to know a lot about me. So it feels like somebody's trying to figure out where I've been.
No, why would I do that? I know. I don't know why.
I mean, it's okay. I don't mind.
No, you figured out my gift, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't need to do that. I know where you are. You're here.
Know where I've been.
Well, wits awareness, Roscoe. Let's see what you get here. 3?
And I'll willpower that one too.
Use up the willpower. Let's burn it all up. Let's go. Wow, that's actually much better because that's a crit, but it's a messy crit. But messy crits don't apply to a passive roll. At least I don't apply them on a passive roll. Movement out of the corner of your eye catches you. Sun Shi has just come in the front door of the seafood place.
Oh boy.
And Sun Shi is looking not like her normal composed self. She's a bit worse for wear. Her clothes a little bit disheveled. Her hair's disheveled a bit. She's currently arguing with the maitre d'. What's so funny?
Well, I figured out where that blood sorcery was coming from.
And Samantha leans forward and touches her hand. Is that what y'all call it? I mean, okay, it makes sense.
Well, you'd know that. I mean,
no, I've never heard it called that. I mean, if you want to know what we call it an imitation. Some of them have less polite terms than that. But yeah. And finally, Roscoe, you notice the maitre d' just kind of turns around and walks off all of a sudden from Sun Chi, and she just starts moving forward in the restaurant. And now Samantha has noticed that Sun Chi's coming. Who's that?
That's one of my friends. One like me.
I've seen her with Tracy before.
I'm not surprised.
And Sun Chi comes over to the table and she looks at you, then she looks at Samantha, then she looks at you. And something passes over her eyes. And then something not Sun Chi is staring out at you.
Good evening. been a while since we've met. What's going on tonight?
Well, I was hoping to get control. She was being particularly stubborn about it.
You
But
shouldn't
seeing
be
you
out.
with this little tart seems to have weakened her grip. And when she says tart, you see Samantha's hands grip into fists.
That's not very nice.
Well, I'm not very nice.
Well, that I know. But you shouldn't be out where you can be seen.
That's what I tried to tell her. She wouldn't listen. But now that I have control, maybe I should have some fun. Maybe the little strumpet here will be the one that I have fun with.
I wouldn't
you-
do that.
Actually see Samantha going red. I mean, the anger is visible. And Samantha looks up. Who's that thing?
Well, it's not who it appears to be.
Ooh, very nice roll. And you see Samantha pulls out. It's a bracelet of some kind. It's got stones on it you don't recognize. And she's holding it in her hand as she looks over at Sun Chi. And Sun Chi just hisses at her. And then her eyes cloud a bit. And you're looking back with Sun Chi staring at you.
Oh, welcome back.
What the fuck what just happened?
You were not yourself there for a bit.
And Samantha actually looks over. Can't help you for long. But for now, I've broke the link. That thing in your head. Bad news.
Yes,
Almost got you killed. And Sun Chi actually gets an incredulous look on her face. Me killed?
Yeah.
I don't know who she is, Roscoe. I don't know what she knows about me. I don't think I was the one in danger. And Samantha just starts laughing.
She can take care of herself. But the question is, why are you out?
We need to talk.
You know this is a bad idea.
Well, we need to talk. And Samantha goes, oh no, he's on a date with me, honey. You're going to have to wait in line. And Sun Chi looks. Wait, what? Is this your date, Roscoe?
Yes, it is.
No, I've been hiding a while, but have I been gone that long?
Feels that way.
And Samantha just starts, the daggers are being stared at Sun Chi. And then she looks over at you. Is there something I should know about here, Roscoe? Are you and it a thing?
Certainly not with it. Sunchi and I are good, very good friends. We've been friends for quite a while.
And Sun Chi is actually, I should probably roll this roll. She made the frenzy check. I think this was a bad idea, Roscoe. That's Sun Chi speaking. I think this was a very bad idea. And Samantha goes, oh yeah, bad idea.
Now, considering your situation to Sun Chi, we really do need to talk.
And Samantha glares at you harder. Oh, is this how it is?
No, there's serious business going on here.
So it's not serious? Our date's not...
Yes, it is. Don't start that. Calm down.
And she kind of... You see her fist starting to ball up again? I'm going to calm down. You can do it, Samantha. You can hold. Come on. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. And Sunchi's just shaking her head. She's confused at this point. I think I've interrupted something a little bit important. Little mistemper here. And that Samantha suddenly kicks her chair back. And Samantha's kind of short compared to Sunchi, and she's staring right up at her. I suggest you turn around and walk out of this place before I show you little mistemper. And Sunchi actually looks at you, Roscoe.
You, if not from before, you're in mortal danger right now, Sunchi.
I'll come by your shop in a few days.
Okay.
And Samantha's like, yeah. And I'll see it. And Sunchi looks again at Samantha. And you see her eyes glaze over briefly, but not in the same way of the demon. It's more of, or whatever, her supposed demon. It's more of, she unfocuses, like she's using Sense the Unseen. You've seen it a lot when they unfocus to see what's beyond the realm. Oh, I see what's going on. We'll talk, Roscoe. Then she looks over right at Samantha. I've got to go see Tracy anyway. That changed Samantha's posture. And as Sunchi beats a hasty retreat, Samantha plops back down, looks at you. I'm hungry. Acts like
Let's
nothing
eat.
just happened.
Let's eat.
Yes, I could use some food after this one. You've got some strange friends. That one's a problem.
You don't know the half of it.
And she leans in. I really don't think you should hang around her much. I think you should avoid her if I was you. I'm just a little friendly advice.
Am I noticing anything different about Samantha right now?
You can read the jealousy on her face, yeah.
Okay.
And as the waiter brings the menus over, Samantha acts like nothing just happened, like she didn't just threaten to blow up half the restaurant and everything else. As she still makes snide comments the whole evening. Just little barbs that shows she is not happy. But they're not at you. They're at your choice of friend. And I believe as Roscoe finishes his date this night and nothing else bad happens, I think it's a good time to go to break. Because half the cast is breaking at this point anyway. So we will see you all in 10 minutes. Please enjoy.
Introduce myself, though I fear you've heard my name, that you've heard the story of Countess Bathory. History is told by the victors, heroic warriors, and mad kings. Will you hear my story from the lips of Bathory? They call me blood-sucking demon, queen of hell, sadistic killer, a monster tale, bathing in the blood of virgins, beautiful, drinking the blood of virgins. She really, blood countess? I was very wealthy and powerful, a widow with political rivals keen to destroy me and take my property. My plea was never offered. All my confessors were all tortured, or how they destroyed me for my property. They put me up, shut me up, shut me up, put me up, put me up, shut me up, and told a story of a bitch called Authority. Let's sucking demon, queen of hell, sadistic killer, a monster tale, bathing in the blood of virgins, beautiful, drinking the blood of virgins, youthful, the blood countess. Who is she really? Who is she really? Blood countess. Who is she really? I should bet authority. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. I've always been the hunter, nothing on my tail. But there was something in you I knew could make that change. To capture a predator, you can't remain the prey. You have to become an equal in every way. So look in the mirror and tell me, who do you see? Is it still you, or is it me? Become the beast, we don't have to hide. Do I terrify you? Do you feel alive? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. So embrace the darkness, and I will help you see that you can be limitless and fearless if you follow me. We are the lions in the world of lies. We are the predators, the hunters, the hunters, the hunters. Become the beast. We don't have to hide. Do I terrify you? Do you feel alive? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive? Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin and burrow within, and burrow within. Splinters of my soul cut through your skin to burrow within. Do you burrow within? Do you feel the hunger? Does it howl inside? Does it terrify you? Or do you feel alive?
Welcome back. Before the break, it was interesting. That's all I've got to say, Nicholas. Finally met another Giovanni in the city. Isabella and Jackie actually got to talk with Keisha. Revealed some stuff, but also got some stuff revealed at the same time. Jenny negotiated herself not only a deal to open up her hotel in the Venture District, but got told that the Primogen would find it as a personal favor to the clan if she came back with some info on Capone. And Roscoe, well, he had a date. I don't think it went as planned, but this is the world of darkness. I don't think everything ever goes as planned. Speaking of which, Isabella, this is a few nights, or a night or two after what happened in the first half. You're at your wine / pub / bar when Emilio comes over to you. Hey, Isabella,
Yes.
that Braden guy's he's across the street in the alley watching the place.
Just standing there.
I figured it out because the cameras went weird. So I went up on the roof to get a peek and I could see him.
Any idea how long he's been out there?
Cameras went about 10 minutes ago. And then one of the guys told me, so I went up on the roof to check. So about 10 minutes, maybe.
Isabella just like starts swearing and like walks out the door to like go. She turns like, where is he standing outside?
Right across the street. If he's in the alley, he's kind of back in the shadows a bit. Go figure.
Okay. Then she's like, as soon as she has a better idea of where to go.
And as you step out into the street, you can barely catch a glimpse of him. He's definitely in the alley, wearing a dark navy blue suit. And as you come out of the front door, he actually steps out of the alley and he stands in the street. You're not quite sure what his posture is. There's something about it. You've got insight. I'll let you roll wits insight if you wish.
Desires or vices?
Desires will work. Wow, 6 successes. That's pretty good so far.
I'm a willpower that.
Wow, you're going to really roll it. 6
Lucky.
with a crit. His posture, definitely of someone who expects a fight. And the desire, the only thing you can read off him is resignation about what's about to happen, like he's just decided to get it over with.
Brayden, was it?
Did Amelia send you to kill me?
Amelia?
Yes.
You're here. I don't know what you're talking about. Can I help you with something?
Oh, come on. We don't need to. It's just the two of us.
I don't know what you're referring to. I'm just here to figure out why you're standing outside my bar.
Then how come I have a distinct memory of Amelia having a picture of you, if you're not one of hers? So again, I ask, did she send you to kill me?
Would Isabella know why?
You've never... I mean, the Amelia, you've known many through time, so it's not quite enough information.
Okay. Could you give a little bit more information as to like what Amelia, or like what's happening in the picture?
Amelia DiCarlo. That name you do
Okay.
recognize. She was a Sabbat member, notorious in Florence and through Italy as a whole.
I mean, you recognize the name. I was in Italy for a bit. It wouldn't surprise me if she's seen me, but that doesn't mean I know anything about what she's doing.
I know she plans to kill me. I know
Why
she
is
sent
that?
someone to do it.
Why does she want to kill you?
Because I am me. The details are fuzzy.
Clearly, you like being dark and mysterious.
You think I fucking want to be like this? You think I want to be looking over my damn shoulder all the time?
Easy, easy. I'm not the one that's here to hurt you. You're out here. I'm just trying to figure out what you want.
I want it to end. I'm tired of being pursued. And if it's not you, it's somebody. Tired of being hunted. Thought if there was one city I could get into and not be hunted anymore, it would be this one.
Really? Chicago of all places?
It's not exactly a place that the Sabbat has a lot of pull anymore.
But there are a lot of kindred here where conflict and tensions are bound to happen, even if it's not the one you anticipate.
Your friend, Mr. Cade, do you know what he is?
Could you be more specific? He's a lot of things. He's a complicated man.
He's a killer.
Aren't we all?
No, he is a killer for the Sabbat. He is a killer for the Black Hand. He is a Templar. So when I see someone that I distinctly remember a picture of, and a Templar in the city, and you're going to tell me you're not here to kill me? So is it him? Is he here to kill me?
To my knowledge, no. But like I said, he's a complicated man.
Just get it.
You could ask him.
Just get it over
Find
with.
out for sure.
Just get it over with. I'm tired of this.
You sound like you need some fun. There's more to life than just running. Sounds like you've done that a long time.
Surviving. That's what I'm doing. I don't know if you know. I don't know if you're in on it. When you see your friend again, tell him I'll be waiting and he can finish this. And he hands you a piece of paper with an address on it that he obviously already had with him when he was standing out front.
I guess I'll tell him.
Thank you. Still, I don't know why I remember that picture.
Got a memorable face.
Yeah, but I don't remember where I saw the picture or when I saw the picture.
You said it was with Amelia?
Picture of the two of you together, yes.
Do I know when that picture would have been taken?
You have never been around a Sabbat member. I mean,
Okay.
You're the child of a prince of the
I just want
Camarilla.
to make sure. It's definitely not an authentic picture. You didn't say before that we were together. I've never met her personally. I've heard the name. We've all heard the name if you've spent any time there.
I don't even know what to believe anymore. Just tired of it.
Had a lot of memories or thoughts seem to be real that weren't.
Yeah. A lot of inconsistencies that I'm going to resolve one way or another.
What did we look like in this picture?
You look exactly like you do now. She don't remember what she looks like. Fuck. That's strange. You'd think I'd remember what my sire looks like.
Oh. You would hope so. Why would your sire want to kill you, though?
I turned out to be a disappointment. The Somber don't exactly like disappointments.
You know what the best way is to handle when someone thinks you're a disappointment? I can prove them wrong.
Yeah. It's easy to say that. You don't. When you have a sire like mine, it's not that easy.
I mean, I think Lamar might actually know a thing or two about that.
You've got an address. Tell him I'm waiting. And for what it's worth, you are here to kill me. Well played.
I'm doing a shit job of it.
Or you're luring me in. Either way, well played. And he actually turns, doesn't. This time he turned his back on you, which he has not done before. Casually walks down the street. Though you can tell, based on what you rolled earlier, by the set of his shoulders, he's expecting attack the entire time.
She just kind of rolls her eyes and goes back inside.
And Emilio's like, what the hell? I heard him raise his voice. What is going on out there?
Who knows? He's having essentially an identity crisis.
Is that a common theme? Something about this city. You know,
Lots of warped memories. Do you remember hearing of Amelia and Florence?
yeah, blood hunted.
Whatever happened to her?
At last I heard, still blood hunted. She was trying to remember. This was before you were embraced. She came up in Elysia and killed 4 or 5 kindred. Retaliation for some shit. Who knows what?
Blames the blood hunt.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Let's just say that didn't go over well. I mean,
He thinks I have something to do with her. No idea where he'd get that from.
given where the blood hunt was called, who your sire was when that called the blood hunt, and him here, it's got to be connected somehow.
Someone's pulling strings that have to do with Italy right now.
Yeah.
Long way from home for it to be coming up so often.
Yeah, and with she's missing. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but it's not good.
Yeah, when there's this random kindred outside my bar, basically begging for death. Yeah, not good.
We've been at this too long to believe random. You know that. Come on.
Oh, I say random facetiously.
Think it was random I worked at the winery with your family?
You know, I never really knew for sure. I always figured that it was just because you thought you were an easy mark to steal wine from.
Well, I mean, you were, but that's not the reason. Your family was, let's just say you had potential. So I was the one tasked to figure out which in the family had the most potential.
What would you have done if I had turned you in all those years ago?
Who knows? Probably we'd have a different path and I'd work with somebody else.
drastically different. It's a good thing I didn't.
But had you turned me in, that shitbag you were married to probably would have had a different ending as well.
Let's not talk about him.
Yeah. So I think it worked out well in the end, didn't it?
God, you brought him up. Now I need a drink.
Well, I'll go pour. And he heads over and starts pulling out bottles of stuff to try to figure out what to serve tonight with you. And now we've got a flash over. Jenny, you said you had somewhere to visit.
Yes, I have. Over the last month or so, Evan has been staking out Bobby Weatherbottom's house for me on occasion. So tonight I've asked him to drive me there because I want to take a look myself. So
As you pull into this, goddamn, it's suburban neighborhood. Little houses. It's right towards the edge of Chicago. It's a nice neighborhood. Takes money to be in there. But he's got a little smaller house, smaller than all the others on there. And as you drive past it, white picket fence. Looks like somebody's done quite a bit of yard work because nice flowers are planted out front. All the bushes have been properly trimmed. It's not what you'd expect from a kindred's house.
Genevieve has kind of laughs to herself a little bit. I thought Melina was embellishing with the white picket fence and all that, but
I told you,
really?
there's some weird shit going on here. I've never seen his wife, Jenny. Ever.
Never?
Never.
Huh. Well,
I mean, if he's keeping to his regular schedule, he's not here tonight.
Oh.
You want to poke around?
then the stars have aligned. Why look around? We can probably ask. We can. You know what? Don't worry about it. You know what? I'm gonna have you watch out for me. Just holler if you need to. And Genevieve's gonna hop out and approach the front door.
Okay. And when you get out of the car and you look back, you don't see him sitting in the front seat. He's using Cloak of Shadows as his level 1 discipline tonight, so he's just not there. As long as he doesn't move, he's not there in this car. It's an empty car. And something he's used quite a bit for surveillance. It works rather well. So what is your plan approaching this house?
Genevieve's going to rouse for Blush of Life just to be on the safe side. So she looks, more human. But she's going to do a one loop around the house, as it were. Once she gets inside the fence, if she can, she wants to go all the way around the house back to the front door. So.
Are you going to go unseen passage as well, or just going to physically walk it?
No, she's just going to physically walk. So.
The gate's unlocked. I mean, it's not a high fence. You could technically have stepped over it. And as you walk around the house, all the lights are off. Let me see what Ginny has. Pretty sure you wouldn't. Well, you can roll Wits Awareness if you want. It's going to be a tough roll, but I will let you roll it. We'll see what you get.
Do I get my specialty? Watching?
Sure.
Okay.
Two.
Yeah,
so far.
I will willpower that one.
Let me see. 2 more. So 4 successes. As you walk around the house, it's dead quiet. Don't hear a thing. Not a single noise is coming from the house. No lights are on. 4. That's challenging. As you're walking by the electrical box, you do notice the meter spinning awful fast for a house that dark.
Okay. Well, as she completes her lap back around to the front, then she's actually going to just approach the front door and ring the doorbell if there's one. Or if there's no doorbell, she'll just knock on
There's doorbell.
Okay. Yeah, she'll ring the doorbell then.
You ring the doorbell. You hear the doorbell in the house. Don't hear another sound. Door doesn't ever opens. You don't hear anything come from the house. Not a creak, not anything other than the wind blowing past it.
Well, that's just rude. Genevieve's gonna go around to the back of the house then.
Okay.
She's going to activate Unseen Passage.
Okay, go ahead.
So
And you get hungrier. And your beast speaks in your head. There's somebody here. There has to be. Prey can't escape that easy. We know they're in there. Let's go get them.
That's what we're doing. Once she's invisible and she's kind of behind the house, she's going to activate Silence of Death. And I'm trying to think. So you said this is like a 2-story house, like deal? Is there like a back porch thing that's hanging?
There's a little back porch up, the country style where it's got the overhang and kind of wraps around a little bit. It's a nice little place.
Is there any windows up there that she could?
There's windows on both the floors.
Okay.
You could probably, you could easily scramble up to the second floor if you wish.
I was going to go up on the second floor and basically just try and like bust one of the windows in if I need to. So
you can climb up it's not that hard to pull up. Vampires have enough strength to do it. And you climb up on the roof and there's a couple windows up there. They all seem closed, but this is an old style house. You're pretty sure you could find one of them to get in.
Well, she'll start testing windows. If none of them are unlocked, she will take off her jacket and press it up against the glass and then just kind of kick the glass.
When you go window to window to check it, you find as each one you come to, they're locked. But when you come to second from the last, that one's also locked, but the curtains are parted enough that you can actually make out the inside of the room. Now, I'm going to assume competence and say you're going to use Eyes of the Beast because assume competence. Peering into the room, there's a woman in a bed in that room. And she's hooked to machines. Appears to be she's hooked to some sort of, your guess, maybe life support machines or a respirator or something. Can't make out anything other than she's definitely hooked to the machine. You can even hear a faint tone of a heartbeat coming from a monitor.
Well, okay, she won't kick the window in then. She'll jump down back onto the ground. And she's going to just go and sit on the front porch. It's still invisible. She's going to wait for Bobby to show up. So
you wait. It's a few hours of just sitting there. When you see Bobby walk up the street, heading towards his house. Now, let me double check if he's got any powers. I don't think he does, but I need to double check. I don't think he has any way to see you. And he walks right past you. Now, the oddest thing, though, as he walks past you, as he steps up onto the porch, you don't hear a sound coming from him. And he doesn't even look your way as he goes over and pulls out his keys, which also don't make a sound, as he begins unlocking his door.
Once he steps in, Genevieve's going to kind of, step in after him if she had it. So, yeah.
Okay, you're going to have to roll Dex Athletics.
All
See if you can get in before the door closes.
I was going to say, I will push the door if I need to.
5. You managed to slip right through the gap as he was turning to lay his keys on the table beside the door, and you slip right into the house before he closes the door. And he actually, after putting his keys down, he immediately walks over towards the stairs and starts heading upstairs.
As soon as he turns away, she's going to drop Book of the Unseen Passage, and she's just gonna be like, Mr. Weatherbottom,
And
you kept me waiting.
when you do that, he spins around and he kind of crouches a bit with his hand in his jacket. And then he stands up.
I'm not here to fight you, Mr. Weatherbottom.
What the fuck are you doing in my house?
You're a curious case, and so I'm just wanted to come and talk.
Not here. This is not
Well,
the place.
You know, I snooped around. Apologies. You know, that I see there's a woman upstairs in a sorry situation.
That's my
Is
wife.
this- the Mrs. Weatherbottom I've heard about.
She's sick.
Why don't you fix her then?
It's complicated.
Yes, the choice to bring someone into this is always
Can't
difficult.
do that to someone you love.
Better to do it to someone you hate then.
Pretty much. You've come
You need
snooping
to-
around just because I poked at your accounts, huh?
Of course,
Violate the sanctity of my house.
you violated the sanctity of my bank account. So
I don't have. It's not a good night for me. I really am not up to this conversation. I would like to politely ask you to leave my house. Never return to my house. And if you would like to speak with me, we can have a talk at Elysia.
What's the next one you'll be at then, Mr. Weatherbottom? I would like a specific time and date, please, since I don't want to have to come back here and wait for you again. So
I gotta roll something. Frenzy check on him. Okay. You can see he's very upset, but he's managing to keep it under control somehow. 4 days. There is an event at the Museum of Art. I will be there and we can speak.
okay, 4 days it is then. I do look forward to seeing you there. But before I leave, Genevieve is going to make to quickly cross the distance between the two so that she can be right up in his face.
Okay.
I'm curious what it is that makes you tick, Mr. Weatherbottom, because obviously all of this is important to you. So you are so interesting now. You actually become more interesting almost. This has been a lot of fun for me.
Have you ever heard the story about the kid who put their hand on the fire because they thought it was interesting? You might want to be careful. You're going to get burned.
We all have to do what we must do, Mr. Weatherbottom.
I'll protect what I love.
Oh, that is most admirable. I'm not saying you shouldn't protect it. I guess I'm just curious why. I'm curious. You're just so curious. I just want to like grab you and like scoop out your brains and figure out what the fuck it is that makes you tick. But
Is that a threat?
no, you're just interesting to me. Nobody has ever come kind of the way you have. And so it's been a lot of fun, because usually it's like when you have somebody who thinks they're a tough guy and they make a threat and you get in their face, they piss themselves.
You'll find I'm not that easy to cow. I know you have an assumption about who I am based on our previous interaction and the interactions you've seen. Much like you, we all wear masks, right?
Exactly. I just want to take it off yours, I guess.
And you know, curiosity killed the cat, and sometimes the wolf too.
Yeah, that's true. I'm sorry for bothering you, Mr. Weatherbottom.
No,
I'll
you're
see
not.
myself out.
You're not sorry. But thank you for
don't know
leaving my
that.
house.
Think what you want to think. Toodles. And she'll turn around and she'll go out the door.
Okay, and you just turn around and leave, and he stands there, literally standing at the door, just staring until you go back and get in your car. And as soon as you sit down, Evan moves. Okay, what'd I miss? Well, I'll start driving first, but what'd I miss?
Yes, please remove us from the premise. So,
and he drives off. So I didn't realize, I mean, you were going to take that long, but.
Oh, yeah, no. Mr. Weatherbottom's wife is apparently in some sort of sick condition. So.
But wait a minute. I thought, look, I know from experience, ever since I signed on with Fiorenza, I don't get colds. I don't get the flu. I barely even get stubbed toes.
She's a base model. So
did you just call her basic?
No, base model. So you have your kind, you have the ghouls like you, and then you have like us. It's like a tier system.
If she's sick, I'll never understand. That's the one thing I've never understood about the whole kindred thing. All this power, but you don't use it. I know Fiorenza says power it's a scalpel, not a club, but I mean, that's our difference of opinion between Fiorenza and I.
I think Mr. Weatherbottom truly cares for this individual. He doesn't want to mar that with the things he could do.
If he truly cares about her, and you know she's there.
Oh, the thing is, though, is when I talked to Amelia, everyone knows this is like Chicago's little secret. Apparently she used to go to court with him. So people know she exists.
I thought, look, Fiorenza told me you don't take humans to court. Ghouls only if they've proven themselves. There's something going on here for sure. This is not adding up.
Oh, no. Chicago's a shit show. The rules don't mean shit. When you are from the clan of kings, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
Their city.
So
that's true.
I know, but still, you understand what I'm saying, though. This whole thing is fucked up, but I'm curious. So we'll find out. We'll figure out what happens. I've got a date with him in 4 days. It's not really a date. It's more of I'm going to talk to him, but
we could always just take her when he's not here next time. It makes
Evan,
real good leverage if you have them.
Evan, that's like plan C or D. So we're not jumping straight to kidnapping.
Got it. I'm looking out for your interest and Fiorenza's interest in this case.
Mm-hmm.
You're here as her asset. My job is to make sure that you're here to be her asset.
What, you think he's going to kill me?
Love makes people do terrible things.
Oh, for sure. But he didn't even see me coming. So I'm pretty sure if I want to, that doesn't matter. I'm not even going to think about it like that because I'm going to meet him in 4 days. We'll talk. We'll see what happens. Because I think there's something else going on here like you've said, there's something else going on, and it's not just his wife.
Yeah, the way he stood at that door watching you was not the way he acted any other time I saw him at his house.
Because I what was it? I pulled the curtain back, as it were, took away some of that, took away some of his security. So
Be careful. Like I said, you've got a purpose here. And my purpose is to make sure that you're here to serve that purpose.
I appreciate the caution, Evan. I will be careful.
And you certainly don't
probably
want me to
should-
fail. I mean, then
I should-
Fioren's would be mad at me and you'd make me have a bad rep. Come on.
Yeah, and then you get pawned off on somebody else, and woe is Evan. They'd probably let you get laid more, so it'd be such a horrible
Oh,
reassignment.
damn. You raised a good point. And he kind of grins at you. Just kidding. And the two of you drive off with him, making comments. I could, maybe he'd assign me to or maybe she'd assign me to somebody else. Maybe I could get assigned to that Roscoe guy. He's a gigolo. And you head off into the night. Now, speaking of Roscoe, Tracy has said she's going to pop into your shop.
Okay.
Tracy Graves steps in, and as always, she's got that stern look on her face when she first enters, her long hair down. She's wearing quite a bit of jewelry tonight as she comes in, but it's all obviously handmade stuff.
Hey, Tracy, come on in.
Hey, how you doing, Roscoe?
Oh, you know what? I'm not sure.
The tablet's been moved. You finally pulled it out of the front?
Yeah, I did. Thanks for that advice. I appreciate that.
Are you not sure because of your date?
Yes. Do you know what happened?
Only a little bit. I got it third party, friend, friend of a friend of a friend, said Samantha was torqued up.
Oh, yeah. She was quite torqued up. I'm glad that she and the rest of the restaurant survived.
Yeah. I supposedly they talked her out of fire. She was wanting to burn something. She's a bit of a firebug, in case you haven't learned that.
I have noticed.
Just so you know, Tessa's doing well.
Okay, thank you for that.
We don't know where she's going to settle yet, but
judging by your demeanor at the time, is Decker okay?
he's still alive. He won't try that
That's a-
shit again.
I'm surprised he's alive, but okay.
Oh, I can't be going in and assassinating a prince of the Camarilla just out of hand. I'd
Well,
like to.
It's been done before, but
Yeah, but normally you only do it if you're planning to take the throne from him, and
you don't want that.
I don't want Milwaukee.
No.
Does anyone want Milwaukee? I mean, he sure as hell didn't, but let's just say he won't try that kind of stupid shit again. I put the fear of gods into him, whichever ones he wants to pray
Nice.
to.
Nice turn of phrase. Was Sun Chi mentioned?
Is that who this was over? No, I didn't realize you saw Sun Chi.
Yeah. Apparently she was trying to track me and found me at the restaurant with Samantha.
Oh, dear
Now-
God. And then she finally cracks a smile. Oh, God.
Now, apparently seeing me with Samantha was enough to let her rider take control.
Oh.
Which is where the real fireworks almost started.
I didn't see anything in the news of the restaurant having casualties.
No, that we were lucky.
Is she doing okay? Sun Chi.
You know, I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, she needs to be in hiding. And the fact that she came out looking for me means something is terribly, terribly wrong. She didn't look great either. Like she's just been hiding in a hole somewhere.
And she spoke to me not too long ago for briefly, but I haven't seen her in a while. She must be going stir crazy or something bad happened to get her to come out of hiding.
And
Told her
yeah,
just get the fuck out of the city, but she won't leave.
Has anything else come up with Abraham? I mean, last time I talked, he'd already sentenced. There had already been the trial, jury, and execution set up.
There's been additional people there in the chantry that shouldn't be.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't go there much, so I'm not up to date on what's going on.
He's brought some people in from, oddly enough, some of the ones that were part of Chicago or Milwaukee's chantry originally.
Really?
Yeah. Which is a bit of a problem when you think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because ever since the fallout, of course, that happened when the chantry fell, most of them were killed. But the one that's left, he's how's the best to describe him? He's a soldier for the pyramid. A hatchet man. Normally, a hatchet man only comes into town when you need somebody to get hatcheted.
Mm-hmm.
So you take that as you will. But the fact that he's been meeting with Abraham is not a good sign to me. I know you have never met this one, but he's a piece of work. Him and Karna went round and round for a while there. Yeah, it was ugly. He was sent by the pyramid originally to keep her in hand. And you see how that played out, of course.
Right. Yeah.
Name's Victor.
Okay.
You'll recognize him if you see him. Square face, square jaw. Essentially faced like a brick. Short cropped black hair, almost military style. No neck. Not what you would call a typical Tremere. His background in the CIA of no less.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, he was a liquidator.
Carried that on into Unlife.
Yeah, that's why he's their hatchet man. They found him useful to liquidate.
So now we know Sun Chi is not as accused.
Are you sure? I haven't managed to get a good read on her yet.
What's inside her is not a demon.
And you know this.
I'm fairly certain of it, yeah.
So what do you propose we do about it? I mean, I'm not sure. We'd have to have proof. How do you prove it? I mean, you said it. Abraham's already made up his mind.
He has.
Brought in a fucking hatchet man. You know what that means.
Mm-hmm.
He's ready for his little game to end, and he's going to find her. Be easier if I could just get her to leave the fucking city.
Yeah, she won't though. She's stubborn.
Yeah, I know. She's got too much. She feels a vested interest in her damn church.
Mm-hmm.
Cult. I don't know, Roscoe. But if she found you once, she'll find you again.
I'm sure. Yeah. I just hope she doesn't get ashed in the process.
It's known enough to the Chantry that you and her are friends. So be very careful when you meet with her.
Well, that's kind of what I was really bothering me, because at least up until this point, I could say to Abraham with a straight face, I have no idea where she is.
Well, you still don't.
No, I don't. But I could be forced into, at least for the next day or so, I could be forced into revealing it.
Yeah, you just don't know. Yeah. She's smart enough. I doubt you'd be able to find her that way.
I hope so.
There's ways to prevent that. But I don't have much I can help you with that. I wish I could with her. I wore for her. The poor girl just not all right there, you know?
Yeah, I know. Before, something that I just remembered, something that I had meant to bring up to you, but our last conversation got kind of cut short. We had a little bit of an adventure, kind of far out in the woods, where we apparently we woke something pretty ancient, that was using some sort of blood ritual to hide itself. I mean, it was a very, very potent ritual.
Using it to hide itself in what way? I mean, what do you mean hide itself?
It was a ritual that basically caused the beast in all of us to just get submerged.
I've never heard anything like that.
Neither had I.
I know some of our kind can push the beast down. I know you've seen them do it before, where they works great on mortals. It makes them docile. On us, it makes us flee normally, but pushing it down like that, I don't. And you say something old was there?
Well, yes. I don't.
That would make sense as to. Not sure how much you're aware of the storm that came through here.
I'm aware that it happened.
It's not natural.
Yeah, figured as much.
Blood sorcery was involved, and the local mages have suggested it's not just blood sorcery. It's a combination. You don't seem shocked to hear that.
No, not really.
I don't know what you're getting into, and I'd rather not know. Be careful, because whatever it was scared the shit out of the local mages.
Yeah, then that's pretty serious.
They don't like people fucking around with the natural order of things. They call it paradox.
Mm-hmm.
I call it karma. It all comes back to you threefold. Well, I've got other places I've got to be tonight, but please, if you see her, try to convince her to leave. And if you can't,
I will.
Tell her not to show her fucking self again.
I will. Thanks for coming by, Tracy.
No problem. And as she leaves, she walks out, and about 20 minutes later, while you're there, a guy actually comes walking in the place. Square face, square jaw. He's actually got a scar down his right cheek. He's in baggy black clothing. It actually almost looks like a karate gi. And his posture is rather laid back. Arms are loose at his side. Good evening, Roscoe.
Good evening. I don't believe we've had the pleasure.
Oh, well, my name's Victor. And he actually sticks his hand out. Not going to shake my hand.
I'm not sure your intent just yet.
No. Well, I mean, if my intent was something bad, probably would have already happened.
No, that there is that.
I mean, you would just be another number on the list of those who had bad things happen. It's up to you. If you don't want to shake, that's fine by me. I don't mind. I'm just here to pop in and ask, have you seen Sun-Chi lately? I think that's a good enough answer. I tell you what, we're not going to go round and round with this one. You know what's good for her, you. And you want to do what's right for the clan. If you see her, you will give me a call. And he actually flips, you don't see him pull the business card out, but he flips a business card out of his hand somehow. You can call me
I
there.
take it. I take the card.
Just says Victor. And under it, Liquidator.
Subtle.
No, you know. And he moves his arms a bit and his shoulders, his no neck kind of ripples a little there. I'm very subtle. That's what I do. Just if you see her.
Understood.
Yep. That's all. I just came in to see if you've seen her, and obviously you have. You just don't wish to tell me that, and that's fine. We're not going to be mean. I don't feel the need tonight for theatrics. But remember, when she is found, the pyramid will remember those who serve loyally and who don't. I bid you good evening, Roscoe.
Good evening, Victor.
And he turns, and as he's going to leave, that relaxed air that he came in with, it shifts briefly. And you can tell by the way he moves, you've seen it, you were in several wars. This man has killed many times. He is a killer to the core. And he leaves your shop. Now we have one last scene for the evening, everybody. To cap it out. Nicholas, you want to go speak to somebody. You want to go see Sylvester, but I suppose I want to let you. You plan to brief Jackie on what this conversation's about? I'll turn it over to you so you can, and then you can go to see Sylvester.
So Nicholas will. He'll call Jacqueline on
The sat phones.
their sat phone.
Yes, Nicholas.
I need to talk to you.
All right. Would you like to come here, or shall we meet somewhere else?
That's fine. I didn't know. I'll come there. The club.
I'm actually at home this evening.
If it's fine, I'll come there.
Yes, you're welcome. Come.
And so then Nicholas will head over there.
And just before he gets there, Jackie hands a message, a sealed message to Etienne. Says, I need this delivered securely to the pater tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am. I'll put Peter on it.
Thank you.
And he takes it and steps away.
And then, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. It's all you.
Nicholas will, he gets here, ring the bell.
Mhm.
Or,
Etienne opens the door. Good evening,
um,
Mr. Bowens.
Is Jacqueline here?
Yes, she's in her study. Please, come in.
And Nicholas follows him and looks lost, startled, kind of not like he's not holding together very well.
And Etienne doesn't even give you a second glance. You're sure he's noticed, but he's not the way. And he knocks on the door. Ma'am, Mr. Bowens is here.
Absolutely. See him in.
And he lets you into the study, and then ma'am, I'll be outside.
Thank you.
Closes the door behind him, leaving you two in the study.
Jackie takes one look at Nicholas and, Nicholas, what on earth is it? Please have a seat. And if he's noticing the room at all, she'll describe it. But if he's not, if he's out of the zone,
He wouldn't be
Yeah.
focusing on it.
Here, here,
He's
here. And
probably
she gets
more
up.
pacing than
Yeah,
sitting.
no. She gets up and she takes him and she sets him down.
And he's got his hand like on his chest where where he keeps the necklace.
Mm-hmm.
She's gone.
Voluntarily or involuntarily?
Voluntarily, I hope.
Okay.
We may have a problem with Zal. And by we, I mean me, meaning we.
You are not alone. I
Um,
also have concern for the girl.
I believe I was very kindly warned by her sire to stay away from her. She didn't remember the last time we talked.
It's as I suspected.
But we talked. There was something following her, and it was hard to focus on it. Couldn't even really describe it. But and then Izzy left. And I don't think I need to talk to Sylvester.
Okay, just a second. You're a little bit all over the place. When was the last time you talked to Zal? Because I know you asked me before I left for Edinburgh if she could stay over. Did you talk to her after that?
I called her to offer, and she answered and said she was in a. She said she didn't know where she was, and then when I went to find her, she was gone, but there was no trace of her. And I've been going back there and calling, and she wasn't answering, and thought something was going on. And then
Who was it that you saw? You said that her sire. Who is her sire?
he said his name was Alessandro Giovanni.
I'd like to use my Ventru clan merit.
Okay. You're using the Ventru clan merit that gives you information.
Mm-hmm.
Alessandro Giovanni was one of the Giovanni in the city. He's dead. From what you understand, he's one of the ones Zal killed.
Alessandro Giovanni was known to be one of the family Giovanni that controlled the medical district that is now under Malkavian control. He was also reported as destroyed, supposedly by Zal.
Oh, he is not. He is not.
There's something going on here, Nicholas. Something significant, because those former holdings of family Giovanni has a Pentex operation in it.
But after he showed up, and then after I talked to Zal, and she didn't remember the last time we talked, and then Izzy said she needed to ask somebody a question, and then she had to go, and she's never left like this before.
If she had to ask someone a question, I'm sure she will return to you.
But the only wraith I know is
We can talk to him.
Sylvester, and he's not gonna want to talk to me, I imagine.
He'll want to talk to you when I tell him I saw Damien with a chain around his neck weighted by obviously a ring made of platinum.
I'm sorry. I know you. We always come to you for this, and I'm sorry.
No. You don't apologize for that. I make myself available.
And yeah, this entire time, like Nicholas doesn't he's not looking you in the eye. He just it's literally it's like he's staring off into space, but his hand's like always like where the necklace is.
Jackie
It's
actually,
like he's trying to like feel for her.
Yeah, Jackie actually takes his other hand that isn't on the necklace and holds it, and she squeezes just gently. I will help you as best I can.
And he'll look you in the eyes, and it's probably about as close to crying as Kendrick get. I mean, there's obvious this hasn't happened to him, and so it's very raw and very real for him.
I believe she will return. But let's go talk to Sylvester. And then I have some research, or investigation, I should say, to do into why the fuck Pentex is operating in former Giovanni holdings, and there's a Giovanni in this city that's supposed to be dead.
Sounds like a plan.
So you head over to Sylvester's Steakhouse. Do you need a scene in the car on the ride over, or do you all
I think we're good.
think you're good?
No, I think we're good.
So you arrive at the steakhouse. It's a busy night. And when you come in, of course, the doorman, Mr. Bowens, I assume you're going down to your normal place?
And Nicholas is just completely out of character, just ignores him, and he's heading downstairs.
Have a good evening, Mr. Bowen.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
And we go down.
And when you head down and you open and go into the area, you enter the place. Now, I assume you're going to use your eyes to try to see him.
Oh yeah, no, the second he gets down in there, the first thing he does is throws him on because he's looking for him.
I'm going to also use Sense the Unseen.
Okay, resolve all specs.
Mm-hmm. And I will search for it.
Okay.
Ow, my rolls are just all the hits tonight.
Well, 2 on 5 dice. Yeah. That's 3 on 5 dice.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually, you couldn't get much better, honestly, without crits, but
And I failed my hunger check.
get hungrier. Your beast speaks. Protect the young. You must cherish the young. What is being done is wrong, and we know it. Justice must be delivered.
Jackie just responds, of course, always.
Got 3 successes. You get a general idea that you can see a vague outline, but you can't really get a clear view of Sylvester. But you can see the figure sitting there. And he actually looks over at Nicholas. You can see the head swivel, Jackie, but you can't tell exactly what it's doing. You still won't be able to hear him.
Right. Nicholas, you will have to be translator for me.
Did you find the ring?
And just for I literally to minimize stuff, he'll translate.
Okay.
You find the ring?
I was able to locate the object you seek. It is on a platinum chain around Damien's neck.
I need to do something to her. Ask her. Got something. She's not going to like it. I need to see the memory. Ask her if I can pick through her memory for a second.
he needs to see inside your head. He's asking permission.
Only that memory,
Now,
or no deal.
unfortunately, you can say yes, but your vampiric nature's still going to resist it.
And I can't guarantee it'll be easy.
Yep, you're going to do resolve. Actually, just go composure, resolve, but add your unswayable mind to that, please. So,
Okay, and I also did surge on my resolve, so that
you add
still
that as
has
well.
2. Okay, so that
so 11 dice.
11 dice. Wow. Okay, composure, resolve.
You're
You
gonna
know
have
what?
to
It's just easier to do
11 dice. Yes, it is.
Yes.
When you're getting that far off, yes.
And can I do a
You
willpower?
don't have to willpower if you
Okay,
don't
I
want
don't
to.
have to. Okay.
6 successes, though.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Damn it. Your kind are also hard to do this shit. Fuck. You can feel him. He pushes at your mind. You can feel tugging at memories, but it doesn't make it that far.
I am telling the truth. I had a meeting with him just before the storm hit, and I saw the platinum chain around his neck, and it was weighted with something that obviously would suit a ring. And I figure, assumption is, a platinum chain for a platinum ring.
So he does have it. We figured as much. I want it. Get it for me, Nicholas.
We're gonna have to give him something else. Get that off of him.
It seems sentimental.
Well, Lila is the one that wants it. I'm doing it as a... I owe her.
Does she know? Does she have something else? Maybe
Do you know about that
something
ring?
he'll want more.
Do you know what that ring is?
I imagine if it's something one of yours, and this entire time, like Nicholas's hand is still on his chest. Like I imagine it's important to her.
Lillian had a daughter named Vivian. Vivian became one of your kind. The walking fucking dead. Broke Lillian's heart. But it is what it is. And then was the night the lupine came. Werewolves, the monsters. Well, we know about them. They don't come into our part often, but once in a while, one likes to venture here and we send them on their way. They killed Vivian. He's worn that. We figured he had it somewhere. We didn't know he was wearing it.
Right over his dead heart.
Yeah. They were a couple. No, he didn't embrace her. He didn't make her one of you, the monsters. See, I know a lot about your kind, you can tell. Made it my business. I have to. The Legion I command, we need to know the predominant forces in the city. You all happen to be one of them. So, Lillian wants the ring. She's not comfortable with one of your kind bearing it. You all lead hazardous existences. So, you want me to see if I can find something to trade it?
Something he'd be willing to give the that ring up for something he needs, something more sentimental.
Lillian is on a mission for me at the moment. When she returns, I will send her to you. You can negotiate with her about what she may have. I have no clue. I haven't asked her. All I know is she wants that ring. Because she's one of my centurions, I want to get her that ring.
Can I ask you something else?
Sure. Especially if it'll help you do what I've asked you to do.
If one of your kind needed answers, where would they go?
Depends on the answers you're looking for. If you're looking for normal answers, you just ask another of us. But if you're looking for something esoteric, something forgotten, something even not allowed, there's only one place to go.
Can some of you influence memory?
What do you think I just tried to do? Tried to pull it out of her head.
Not pull, erase.
You can lock memories away. We do it all the time. Well, we don't, but we do. We're not supposed to. It's a touchy subject. Let's just say we can lock away things until it's needed later.
If one of you locks them, can another one unlock them?
Normally a lock has a specific key. It can be done without the key. A lot more difficult. Kind of a lot more painful. You've got to know what you're looking for. You've got to know where to dig it out. It's easier with the key.
I promise you, if I can get this ring from him, I'll keep it safe.
She's not going to, as I said, she's not comfortable with your kind keeping them.
It'll be delivered to her as she desires.
Your kind have, for being immortal, you have short existences. You all die all the time.
Sometimes it feels like forever.
You don't know what forever is yet. Come over to my side and you'll see forever.
Perhaps one day, Sylvester.
I look forward to it.
Thank you for your help.
Oh, thank you for confirming who has it. I just wish we could take it, but we can't. We lack most of us lack the ability to really do that. Where's your sister?
I don't know.
Interesting. No. Wherever she's gone, may she return to you.
And the least antagonistic look Nicholas has ever given Sylvester, he'll look at him and just say, "Thank you."
And just so you're aware, you caused quite a stir. Wandering a fucking citadel in Milwaukee.
If you run into Victor, tell him I said hello.
Oh, he's been talking all about he found one that can speak to us. I'd expect you're going to have a number of visitors in the near future. Goes back to that whole unfinished business thing that they say keeps us here. I'm here from stubbornness.
I absolutely believe that, Sylvester. And then Nicholas will look over at Jackie. It was like, I think it's as good as it's gonna get.
Thank you for your hospitality. And Jackie exits.
Okay. And then we'll give you two a scene to discuss what you've just heard before we end the episode, if you need one.
Thank you. And thank you.
Of course, Nicholas.
I won't forget this. Or who knows, maybe I will.
Do not worry yourself about that.
I hope she's safe.
I hope so too. Did she say where she was going?
Said she was going to get answers.
Well, I hope she finds them and returns quickly. Go to Matthew, dear.
And Nicholas will just kind of like absently nod, and he heads home and ends up basically curling up in Matthew's lap and just like crying tears of blood. Just
At the end, of course, it's that message for Peter to take to Arden Shaw.
Yeah, that message outlines that Akawa is the key to getting the Anubis into the cult, and that Church of Set has their claws in the other judge.
And this is where we're going to end this episode. And I'd like to thank our special guest player, Maddox, Alessandro showing up. He did a great job
Did
with
a
that one.
fantastic job.
Laid
And the
some-
tension this episode.
Yeah, laid some stuff. This was a tense episode. Roscoe got low-key threatened, not a high-key threat, just an implied threat, which is new for Roscoe. Normally it's Balthazar just lays it out there. This one's a lot more subtle with it. Ginny found out there's more to Bobby than she suspected. Isabella, I don't know what Isabella's thinking of Braden at this point. He mistook her for an assassin. Jackie and Nicholas. Well, technically you got a lot of information out of Sylvester. Because if Lillian's one of his centurions, he is not just the average wraith in this city. And if he knows what goes on at a citadel, he's definitely not an average wraith in the city. And I'd like to thank my players and our guest player and you, the viewers, for this episode. It was a great episode. Now let me pull up the player vote for this week. I've got it right here. I've got to back it up. Let's see. Ginny got 4, Nicholas 3, Jackie 3. Those are the 3 highest. Ginny, Nicholas, and Jackie get a bonus XP. As always, the viewers are no longer voting. The cast are going to vote, but they're going to do it in Chi-Town chat where you can see why they're voting for who they're voting for. So pop over to the Discord right now, read the Chi-Town chat, and say about what you liked about this episode, even if it was Roscoe with his amazing love triangle date that went on there.
Oh my God, he told upset women to calm down.
I mean, but he survived. Once again, the horseshoe exists. And even if you don't like chatting on the Discord, we do weekly Zoom hangouts. You can come. You might even get to hang out with the cast. I know you'll hang out with Relin and I. We're always in there, but Morgan, Ivy Raven there shows up sometimes. Timber Brad, all of us at various points have appeared and disappeared. It happens. But we've got great people. We even cast our shows from that Discord, just so you know. It's good stuff. If you want to catch our back episodes, right over here. Check out the YouTube. We got all the back episodes. Get all the previous ones. Even catch up on our Mage stream, our Werewolf stream, because guess what? The final episode of Mage is Tuesday, which Relin will get into, and then we're back to the Werewolf. So you'll get your next season of Werewolf before we kick off Demon. Get your merch. Get you some Windy City merch. Some good stuff. You can get you some nice, rememberable. Yep, see right there, got a nice cup. If you want to support the studio, you can give us a follow here on Twitch. Give us a subscribe on Twitch. Twitch takes half that. So if you really want to support the studio, pop over to our KoFi and you can give us the studio money through KoFi. Of course, for the players, bits and donations, they go to the players, never to the studio. That's so you can, give something to the players because they put a lot into this emotional roller coaster that I put them through. So, it's a great time for that. And I think for once I covered everything and can turn it over to my, friends. Nope, I've almost missed friends. Check out our friends over here. There are other great content creators. Ravnos Archon, of course, streams are a mage for our channel and has his own channel. But Mischievous Red right here, she also does video games. And the other night I was watching her almost get her face eaten by a ghost. And there was a lot of jump scares that Red jump scared. And of course, she hid in the van a lot. I don't care if you claim you weren't hiding in a van, you were hiding in a van.
Hey,
You're
that's
such a liar.
that is number one tip for survival. Hide like a bitch.
Such a
And
liar.
she had the camera that broke and it stayed at max flash like she was shooting a picture at all times and it was blinding everyone. That was
That
awesome.
happened. It
So
was a
pop
permanent
over,
flashlight.
watch Mischievous Red. And now I can turn it over to my wife for the schedule.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us for this episode of Windy City After Dark Season 6. Man, things are just getting tense up in this joint. Oh, my God. Coming up on the 29th, which is Tuesday, is the finale of Season 3 of Mage the Ascension, Neon Squall. This is 1988, Miami, and legit, this small group of mages has tied in with a lot of other mages in the city now, and it's about to be fucking war. Y'all don't want to miss the stunning conclusion of this season, for real. That's at 8 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday. Then on Saturday, we have TIS at 3 p.m. because daylight savings time has now synced between the U.S. and the U.K. And they will be streaming at 3 p.m. Eastern with London Esoteric Society, Call of Cthulhu 7E, set in Victorian London. You'll want to check them out then. And of course, we are back here on Sunday, the 3rd of April.
Wow,
With-
already April?
Mhm.
Shit.
Mhm.
That'll be episode 4 already?
Yep, episode 4 of season 6 of Windy City After Dark at 5 p.m. Eastern.
Didn't
We
we
will
just
see you
start?
then?
Didn't we just start?
Feels like it.
And wow, it's going fast, everybody, but
Mhm.
it's coming. It's good stuff. And of course, as always with the stream, please take your mental health seriously. Check in on friends, family, loved ones, and those around you. Even people you barely know, just reach out and ask them, are you okay? Because a lot of people aren't, and they just need a friendly voice. A friendly voice is sometimes all it takes. And if you do suffer from mental health issues, please, it's okay to not be okay. And take it seriously if you suffer from mental health issues, because it's a serious subject. It is something that's very dear to us at this channel, and we want to make sure everybody's okay. So if you don't feel you can reach out to those around you, in chat right now is a list of names and or numbers and things you can text, places you can text.
Call or text.
Call or text, that's right. 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, whenever. Somebody will be on the other end to be that lifeline because we all need help. We can't go alone. None of us is an island. And sometimes we just need that little boost or that little sympathetic ear to help us out to get through it. So, and if you're not in the U.S., we have a number of European viewers. There's also a link right there into a website that you can put in your country of your in or your origin, and you can find out the help support there so that you can get the help you need, because everyone, mental health is health. And let's take it seriously, and it's okay. So I'm going to turn it over to my wife now so she can do her part.
One thing I do want to mention that Shanky did forget is there is also a little command that I am now entering in chat for a bundle, which is going to be for the Texas Trans Youth charity bundle that is still going on Itch.io. It is $5 for nearly 500 TTRPGs and solo journaling games. $5 to contribute to this amazing cause to help support kids and their families, because really this is not okay what's going on. And many, many states have legislation that is just horrifying, and it's horrible. So please consider, if you have the available funds, donating to that cause and getting some amazing games. Like one of them in there I know is freaking A Dirty World. I mean, I've played that game. It's awesome. You want to get it. And of course, I'm Mama McStabber. Am the nicest mean nurse you'll ever meet. Timber Brad down here, meanest nice nurse you'll ever meet. We're going to tell you to go
Hit your goddamn shots.
That's
also,
right.
fuck the haters.
That's right. I recently found information that in various locations around the country, although testing has decreased, cases are still rising. We are in the next surge, people, because mask mandates got repealed too early. So please go get your vaccines before we have more overloading in our hospitals and in our nursing homes and in hospice. Please, go get your vaccines.
And as somebody who's got lung damage, don't kill Shanky. Get your vaccine so you don't kill Shanky.
If y'all people kill my Shanky, Mama's gonna get real upset.
Unless it's blood on the clock tower.
That's fair. That's not real. But COVID will kill him for real. So if y'all people kill my Shanky, I'm gonna be real upset.
And as I'm liking to end this, fuck Putin. Still fuck Putin. Please do not misplace hate on the Russian people and the Russian businesses and the Russian-owned restaurants and everything in your area. It's not their fault. There's been a big rash of that lately, and it's not warranted. It's not needed. Putin is doing his own thing, whether the people support him or not. So please, you can hate Putin all you want. Please, I hate him too. But don't take it out on people who have nothing to do with it and have no power to stop it. So from the cast of this amazing show and with an amazing guest, I do thank you all for coming. Good night, everybody.